Hi, good morning. This is for everyone who is subbed because ads are still running. Yay, pre-roll ads. So I'm just going to wait for those to run their course before we get switched over, but early's being cute, so here is your early for subscribers. I'm sorry I jump scared you, Toot. What is in your fur? What have you been getting into, my love? Oh, good. Well, good morning. Hello. Good morning, Mike. Good morning, Gardens. Good morning, Cryptic. Thank you for the sub, Cryptic. I don't know if you're still here, but thank you. Thank you for the hydrate. I am drinking. This is the very last of my pumpkin spice creamer. I was not on top of it. I was not on top of it this year. Because usually what I do is I put like 3 or 4 of the bottles in the freezer. I did not do that. I forgot to pick them up. Pow is our tortoise, so give me one sec. Okay, so this is something that we used to do every stream, and we haven't done it in a while, like probably since we moved. I don't know if we've done it since we moved, which was in April, but we are doing a treat eat. So in half an hour, so giving you time to get your guesses in, this is Pow's enclosure. You can see Pow kind of behind her skull there. Toot is going to feed her 2 options: an egg and a pile of blueberries. So you can wager your channel points on which she will eat first. And it was at the point where people were like keeping data points on this. There was a spreadsheet at one point to try and figure out like her food preferences. And we would try a bunch of different stuff, so it was never the same foods every week. You guessed egg, but it'll probably be blueberries. You never know. You never know. In the wild, Pow's diet is basically anything that falls on the floor. It's about 50% fruits and leafy greens, about 40% grass and stuff, and then 10% protein. So yeah, she'll eat pretty much anything. Are you shedding in my coffee? Yes, you are. All right. And Gardens asks how often we have to feed her. Every day. We feed Pow every day. When some full-grown adult tortoises are fed every other day, just for weight management, but we feed Pow every day. At the beginning of the week, I make like a big salad for her. Yeah, there's cat fur in there. That's fine. I'll deal with it. I make a big salad for her, leafy greens, and some fruit and veg, and then I just like feed her a portion of that. But because she eats fresh, I refill it. You know, snakes are weekly to bi-weekly. Yes. So our 2 youngest snakes, Ghosty and Springtrap, eat weekly, and the corn snakes and the ball python eat bi-weekly, even though the ball python hasn't eaten in a few months. So But yeah, I generally give Pau a big salad in the morning, and then she just kind of browses throughout the day. She grazes, which is how she would eat in the wild. Your ball python also did that? That's how you ended up with rats. Yeah, ball pythons are known for going on hunger strikes that could last for months. So yeah. But anyways, hi, hello, welcome to my stream. It's Saturday morning. I'm feeling very good today. So the first thing we're gonna do is, I'm feeling very good because A, I'm here, and B, Toot and I are doing fun errands after stream, so I'm excited for that. Don't know where to put the other thing in my hand. Early, help! Early, can you hold this? Okay, thanks. We're doing fun errands after stream. I'm gonna get some Starbies, and we're going to the dollar store. It's kind of fun to go to the dollar store just for the fun of going to the dollar store, but I do have a list. I took measurements of what I need to pick up at the dollar store. Alright, so Cryptic has resubscribed, which means he gets a sticker in our book. This is the community scrapbook. So anyone who gifts bits, or raids in will get a sticker in the book. And then I also fill it out with different milestones and things that we reach during the month. So for Cryptic, let's see. Cryptic's gonna get this wolf guy. I already did the wolf guy for Wanna. Cryptic goes back. The wolf guy goes back on here. He'll be the bear. Cryptic's a bear now. Fishing bear. I'll put him over here by the Ursa Major. My brain just shorted out. And this is for... This is Cryptic. Cryptic. And it is a whole 6 months. Exclamation point. Here we go. Well, thank you so much for the sub, Cryptic. We really appreciate you. And then last stream, I always feel bad when people sub or gift bits during my co-working streams because I'm not talking, so I'm never able to like properly express how grateful I am, but I am super grateful. So Luna Witch gifted 1,000 bits last stream, which is amazing. So a big thank you to Luna Witch. And then there's their sticker for that. But yeah, if you guys would like a sticker in the book, you know what to do. Gift subs, gift bits. And if you're a streamer, you can raid into me. The raids I'm doing down here with these like cactuses. So we'll see how many more we get this month. It's still early. No, I know you're early. So, Moon's not here yet. I might do this later when Moon is here, if she comes. I'm trying to think. Yeah, let's do some stitching for a bit, and we'll chat for a little bit. So what am I working on today? Early is staring very intently at the keyboard. I don't know what she's looking at. There may be a very small ghost on my keyboard. So we are working on my tattoo hoodie today. You guys may recognize the sleeve of the tattoo hoodie. So the idea behind this is that I have this lovely teal hoodie. I got it from Walmart, like 10 bucks. And I'm just stitching small motifs on it. And then I'm gonna gradually fill up the sleeve like it's a tattoo sleeve. That's why it's my tattoo hoodie. So yeah, this is kind of what it's looking like so far. So the last one I did was this big shark witch, which turned out so good. The Flossy Fox, her designs are they're perfect for this project because a lot of them have that really bold outline. So I did this shark witch, which I absolutely love. These stormtroopers too. The stormtroopers were actually the initial inspiration for this project. I don't know if I've told you guys that, but I had a t-shirt that it had 3 stormtroopers, and one of them had a little speech bubble and it said "move along," and it didn't fit me. It was like way too small, so I cut it up, and my original plan was to sew it onto this hoodie, which is why I got the hoodie. That did not go well because I am not a great sewist, and it looked terrible. So I was like, well, maybe I can cross stitch something similar. So even though these weren't the first things I stitched onto here, these were definitely the inspiration for it. Is the 3 stormtroopers saying "move along." But what I've done, so this is the sleeve. Garden says my ball python didn't eat from February to September. Apparently she hit a weight that females tend to go on a strike at. Yeah, they're so freaking picky. They're so picky. So we're trying a bunch of different things. I'm gonna try and give them some new heat and stuff like that, but ball pythons just go on hunger strikes. That's just what they do. And it's very weird as mammals and as someone who cares for mammals, the cats, that this animal in my care hasn't eaten for 4 months. And that's okay. It feels like it shouldn't be okay, but it's okay. As someone who eats 3 times a day, that feels like it shouldn't be okay. But it's just one of those like reptile keeping things that you kind of get used to. Alright, so this is my sleeve. And I actually moved up here to the shoulder. And I'm doing a much larger design. This is the largest design I've done so far. Up till now, that was the Shark Witch, which was at 900 stitches. This one is 2,500 stitches. You guys might recognize it. So this is going to be... I'm doing it like a shoulder patch, like you would find on like a military-style jacket or something like that. And you guys might recognize this pattern. It's pretty popular. Rosenrot, actually, a community member, just stitched this themselves. And this is I Want to Believe. Am I touching you? Is this... I'm sorry for touching you while I'm on my stream. Streaming my stitching. You have a warms. The heating pad is on. This is I Want to Believe by Stitch Sprout. I've wanted to stitch this for ages, and then I realized that this would be kind of perfect for it, because it's a triangular, it's a diamond shaped solid patch, so it'll fit perfectly here. I stressed, because these ones, I'm kind of going, like, I'm putting them wherever they're at, whatever angle. I stressed so hard getting this, this waist canvas down, like stressed getting the waist canvas down and even and centered. And I'm still not entirely sure it is, but if it isn't, we're rolling with it because this is happening. It's happening. Garden says it's early stream. It's early stream, we're just living in it. I know everyone's just here for early. Everyone's just here for early and POW. That's okay. That's okay. We all love them. So I am stitching this 2/1 on 14 count waist canvas onto this hoodie. And let me tell you, stitching on this part of the sleeve is so much easier than stitching on the other part of the sleeve. So much easier. Okay, enjoy your warms. Bye. Because where it is, I'm gonna pick this up again and destroy what I just did. So down here, in order to stitch, like, say here, I have to kind of scrunch up the sleeve and make sure the back of the sleeve is above the hoop. And then I have to hold it in this position while I'm stitching. So my hand gets sore, it gets crampy because I can use clamps and they help, but I still need, the clamps don't provide enough tension. So my hand gets sore doing that. And I was wondering further up how bad that would get. Hey Lass, welcome in. Good morning, good morning. Lass, we're running a prediction. I'm gonna feed our tortoise Pow, well, Toot is gonna feed our tortoise Pow a snack. And you can wager your channel points on if she's going to go for the blueberries first or the egg first. So we're going to do that in about 15 minutes or so. And yes, thank you for the shout out, Lass. Our good friend Canadian Lass has just started streaming themselves. So definitely head on over and drop them a follow. Yeah. Unfortunately, I missed their first stream because I didn't know it was going on, but they raided into Toot. So now we're like, yay, Lass. What was I saying? Oh, right, yeah. So, but once you get up past, so like, here's the armpit, right? Once you kind of get up past that, it's really open. It's really, it's easy, it's much easier to stitch. So now that this is so easy to stitch on, I want to go full 80s mom. I feel the need, the urge, the desire to go full 80s mom and do a big cross-stitched piece on a sweater. Now, like, if it was full 80s mom, it would be on a sweatshirt. But I don't wear sweatshirts. I don't find them comfortable. And I wouldn't want to spend multitudes of hours on something just for the meme. So I would probably do it on the back of a hoodie. But I'm feeling the itch to pick up some vintage pattern meant for a hoodie, meant for a sweatshirt, I should say, and go full 80s mom on it. Sorry. Trying to hold this so you guys can see. God, I can't find the hole. There we go. Just gonna finish this thread off. Watching you while you build your Lego orchid. Oh, amazing. I've seen the Lego orchids. They are gorgeous. Very gorgeous. I want to point out something about using the waste canvas. So on the back here, you can see that I've been doing a lot of like traveling. This is all going to get stitched over, so that's why I don't mind having the long floats. But it's in this lovely like light green color, right? You cannot see it on this side. Like maybe if I move it really up close, you can kind of see a few of the stars. Because it's really blending in with the waste canvas. Which is fine, because when I take the white waste canvas off, the stitching is going to be on the teal sweater, so it's going to show up just fine. But while I'm stitching it, it's a pain in the butt to do really light colors. They show up great, like my Stormtrooper's super crispy. And like that text shows up really well. But especially these potion bottles, these were so hard to stitch. I just love this project. And I love it, especially doing it this way. With the small motifs at a time, because I didn't do all of these at one time. I would do one and then I'd like wait a week and then do another. So I can wear the sweater in between. I've been wearing this sweater out. It's one of my main hoodies that I wear when I'm not actively working on it. Of course, this piece is going to take me a while. I started this... When did I start this? A few days ago. I have my notes. And I'm 500 stitches in, so about a quarter of the way, almost 20% of the way. This is one that's going to take a while. But the other ones, like, it takes me a day or two. I need more thread. That's what I was doing. Garden says, sadly, waste canvas is only white. Yeah. If they did make dark waste canvas, that would be great, but you're right, it is only white. It's fine. We roll. We're stitchers. We can do this. We use 18 count black Ada without magnifying glasses and using only a reading lamp. We've got this. I'm actually missing a couple of colors for this though, so we're going to Michael's this afternoon. There is a green that I don't own. Insert gasps here. Garden says that's because we are crazy people. And Mike says there is no cow in this pattern. Is there? No, there is not. I should probably put a picture of this specific pattern that I'm working on. I can do that. I'm gonna thread this needle first. No, there is no cow in this one. Funny you should mention that though. Let's see. This is taking way longer than I thought it was going to. Sorry, guys. That's fine. There we go. Okay. This is what it looks like. You can see I've got the central, you can't see because I put that in front of it. There we go. Toot says there are a bajillion cat toys in this house, and Sam just brought them a piece of cardboard from a case of soda. Sam also really loves the labels from Floss. That is one of their favorite toys. Alright. Awesome, awesome, awesome. We have... how long do we have? We still have a couple minutes left in the production. But yes. Toot's gonna get dressed and then treat eat. It's been a while. I've missed the treat eats. We used to do them, like I said, we used to do them like every stream. The other thing about stitching on a hoodie, especially if you are as gloriously large as I am, is there's a lot of extra hoodie to manage while you're stitching. Like this is a 3X hoodie? 3 or 4X hoodie? That's a lot of hoodie. That is a lot of extra fabric to wrangle. But doing this part, because I don't have to like tension this, it's not gonna snap back around behind like the sleeves would. It's so much easier on my hands to just hold it like this. And then once you kind of get the rest of it situated, it's very easy to stitch. And I'm kind of addicted. I'm not gonna lie, this is all I've wanted to stitch on for the last few days. Today is a shop sample stitching day, but I didn't feel like doing one shop sample on stream, and I can't do the other shop sample on stream, so we're working on this instead. I was thinking of doing... Mari Louide, which is my Fine Frog stitching holiday piece, but I don't know. I'm struggling with that one, guys. Have you ever struggled with a cross-stitch piece? Like, you like the piece and you want the piece in your house, but just the actual like process of stitching it is not going well. Because this is one of those pieces that I saw the pattern and I was like, I need to make this. And I flew through doing the skull part. And now I'm dragging. Like, I pull it out and I'm like, okay, I have to do 100 stitches and then I can put it away. And then I usually end up doing like a couple hundred stitches on it before putting it away. But it's a battle and I don't know why. I don't think it's the ADHD novelty thing, because I put it away for a year. So it's the new cool thing. I don't know. I think it's just not vibing with me. And I'm forcing it because I wanted to finish it this month. I might just change that goal. I might just let that goal of having that done go. And that might make it easier to work on. I don't know if that makes sense. Like, if I have a goal to work on it to finish it by the end of November, I don't want to work on it. If I don't have a goal, I'm probably going to finish it by the end of November. Just monitoring to make sure we don't miss the tree eat, because guessing is now closed for the tree eat. So we'll see. Glass says it does make sense. Demand avoidance. I want to finish something because I want to, not because I have to. Yeah, demand avoidance is... it's hard. Like, it's really hard to deal with. Once you recognize that you're dealing with the demand avoidance, sometimes that makes it easier, but it's just, it rankles. You know what I mean? And it sucks because I really love the piece and I really want to get it done. And every time I look at it, I'm just like, I don't want to stitch this. I want this to be stitched. I do not want to stitch this. But I love the piece. It is so well designed. It is absolutely gorgeous. I got some advice on how to kind of plan my path from Tracy, who is one of Steph Fine Frog Stitching's test stitchers. So it's gonna be done. I'm just struggling with it now. I learned that I've been using the typewriter method. I've heard the phrase typewriter method, but I never really like looked up to see what it was, and apparently it's what I've been doing. Yes, Mike, tomorrow we're doing the co-stream with Moon. But for now, we have a visitor. A tiny, tiny visitor. A tiny, tiny visitor trying to uninstall programs on my computer. Yes, lass, this is Sam. She's the new kitten who just joined our house. Newest member of the colony. Yeah, are you a good little girl? She's so tiny. She's so tiny. She would desperately like down from the desk now. Yep. Alright, so Sam is attempting to jump from above onto early. Sam is just under 3 months. She's just under 3 months old. She is a baby baby. Baby baby. Alright, but I'm gonna switch over because it is time for... it's time for the tree eating. So big thank you to Toot for providing the eat. Alright. So, going down, we have on the left is a pile of blueberries. On the right is a hard-boiled egg, smashed. That is the way that she prefers it. She eats the entire egg, including the shell, because the shell gives her extra calcium. And let's see if she actually... Let's zoom in a little bit here. All right, she's working on it. She dug herself a burrow, and she's very comfy in her burrow. But she smells food. There we go. Now she's moving. Yeah, her name is Pao, P-A-O, because it's after a type of tea called Da Hong Pao, which is big red robe, and she's a redfoot tortoise. So that is the origin of Pao's name. All right, she's coming. She's coming. Let's see. She's going the wrong way. Are we going for the blueberries first? We're going for the egg first. We're going for something in the substrate. Oh, maybe blueberries. Maybe not. Pow, are you just keeping us in suspense? Are you building suspense right now? It isn't over until she eats something, so... Mike says in the past, Pow has often made numerous fakes before deciding. That's true. Oh. What is that you snoof? Is it egg? And the winner is egg. Yep. Yeah. How loves egg. I didn't want to say it before, but egg is one of her favorite foods. And Garden says you are great at answering my questions before I ask them. Yeah, so what I do is I hard boil a few eggs. I've got one of those like egg boiler things that makes a little song when it's done. And then I make up a couple. I usually make 4 at a time, and then I eat 2 for breakfast, and then leave the rest for Pow. And then yeah, just smash it, the whole thing, and she will destroy that egg. I love that she lingered over the blueberries. So if you voted for the blueberries, she was teasing you. And then she didn't walk around the blueberries. She walked through the blueberries to get to her egg. Yeah, boiled eggs are really good. I always forget how much I enjoy a good hard-boiled egg. It's probably cool at this point, because I did put them in the water, so it's probably like room temp egg. But Toot smashed it right before they put in the food, so it will still be nice and fresh. Look at that messy mess. And after stream, I'll give her her usual salad of, this week it's kale, spinach, bok choy, and apples. because we're into the winter season when fresh fruit is less plentiful. Sometimes I give her frozen fruit too. Like defrosted, obviously. Garden says, at least it's not a small bird and berries. Chicken is another one of her favorite foods. We don't give her raw chicken. We like poach a chicken breast with no seasoning. But chicken is another one of her favorite foods. Like I said, in the wild, she'd eat anything on the forest floor, including other animals that were not moving. Need scissors? Scissors are buried. Toot's looking very cute today. Yep. Thank you for your trash. Toot's looking very cute today. They're wearing a sweater that I knit for them. There was a small bird that when they're fed berries, the owner has to put a shield around them because they make it look like a crime scene. I think I've seen that. Pau can definitely make her food dish look like a crime scene and her entire face look like a crime scene, depending on the berries that I feed her. How? Big stretchies. Hey, welcome back, girls. She'll go back to them. They have to be properly squashed and marinated first, but she'll go back to them. The poor abused blueberries. Yeah, sometimes I'll give her frozen fruit. I defrost it before, but it doesn't have as much flavor and it gets super watery, so it's like, it's really hard to feed her that because it just makes a super mess. But especially in the middle of winter when she's been eating apples for months, I'll give her some frozen fruit because it's better than nothing. She's also got pellets that she really enjoys, which is like a prepared tortoise food, tortoise chow. But I do those only occasionally. What are they doing? Oh right, I was taking off stitches. We have finished this color. Let's go. She is fun. She's fun to watch. She's fun to feed. Her temperatures have not been quite as high as I want them to be. So her enclosure's a little bit cool, which means she's not been as active as she usually is because they need external sources of heat. But yeah, she's so much fun to see interact with her environment. That's why we gave her those plastic bones, because she just loves playing with them. And yeah, she's got a ton of personality inside that little shell. Garden says as long as it's warm enough that she can digest her food. It is, yeah. And Mike says, does she get a bath anytime soon? Yeah, I was thinking of giving her a bath today or tomorrow when I make some adjustments to her enclosure. I had to go in and put in some new substrate like a week ago. Got a good long bath that time. We used to have like a tub that we put her in, but she's so big now we just put her in the bathtub. Alright. Which color do I go for? Blue, green, or purple? Help. Garden says purple. Purple. Lass also says purple. Mike says, as I recall, you streamed one of her baths. Yes, we had a hot tub stream with Pal. Which is available on the YouTube channel. All of my VODs, all of the past videos are available on the YouTube channel. So yeah, the Pow Hot Tub stream is there if you guys want to watch it. We basically just had her in the bath for an hour while she stomped around and played in the shower head and that kind of thing. It was super cute. Stop watching me, she says. I can see you watching me. Oh, thank you for that, Toot. So yeah, Gardens, there's a little bit about her. Her native habitat is South America. They kind of live in like rainforest, jungle, rainforest, and they're scavengers. So unlike other tortoises, especially desert tortoises, which I think a lot of people are more familiar with, that's why her diet is so full of fruit and protein and other things like that. It depends. In captivity, she'll live to be probably 100 to 150 years. Right now, she is 12, I want to say. We're not entirely sure because we aren't sure how old she was when we got her. She was supposed to be 2 years old, or she was supposed to be 2 years old at that point, which would make her 14 now. Yeah. But we're not sure exactly. It doesn't super matter because she's going to outlive us. So well past all of us, Garden says. Exactly. That's one consideration when you do, if you do decide to add a tortoise to your family. She's a family heirloom, Lass says. Exactly. You have to face the reality that you're going to have to leave it to someone in your will. So it's a very long time term commitment. Hey Nox, welcome in. We fed our tortoise Pow, so we're just watching her chow down while I stitch. She's currently got egg all over her face. That's what she's eating. Toot, can you do a shout out for Nox, please? Garden says lots of reptiles tend to be like ball pythons. Yeah, reptiles do live quite a long time. When well cared for. So you do kind of have to have. You have to have that in mind. They're not quickie pets. we keep 4 different species of snakes. We have a hognose, a king snake, 2 corn snakes, and a ball python. And they all have different environment. They all have different environments that they require. So it's definitely interesting. It's fun to try and give each of them what they need and see the differences in what they need and how happy they are in their different enclosures. Hognoses are precious. They really are. Toot's channel. I have to shout out Toot. So Toot has the snakes on her stream. So she has a snake cam. Ghosty is on cam if you want to peek in on him. You don't mind. Alright, camera's gonna get a little weird for a second. What I wanted to do. There we go. Yeah, there he is. He's down in the corner. Let me just zoom in here. There he is. Oop. He's all the way. If you want to see Ghosty, Ghosty's Ghost Church is tomorrow morning. Sundays from 10 to 1, Toot plays Phasmophobia while Ghosty helps out. So yeah, if you want to follow Toot, we've got snake cams. You're just chilling now? Okay. Let me fix my cameras now. Here we go. So we have our cameras inside everyone's enclosures, right? It's actually a security camera. It's a security camera system. So we have a bank of cameras. We can see everybody on one screen if we want, and usually Toot and I, we both have that just up on our monitor while we're doing other stuff, so that we can just watch our kids. And Mike says the snake enclosure we could see with the multicolored balls is for Springtrap, right? Yes, that is Springtrap and her ball pit. I'm hoping that she gets more confident and becomes more active as she grows a little bit. I've never kept king snakes before. She's our first one, and I'm very excited to watch her grow, because they are supposed to be a very interesting species. Oh yeah, but she's still super tiny. Super tiny. If you're a fan of Five Nights at Freddy's as a franchise, I hope you appreciate the ball pit that Springtrap has. She loves it too. She plays in it all the time. Nox says their names are so cute and the thematic enclosures, it's awesome. The enclosures are all Toot. I decorated Springtraps, but Toot did all the other ones. So Ghostface obviously is Scream themed. Sandy the Sandworm is Beetlejuice themed. Jenny, who his full name is actually Genmaicha, because that's a type of tea that has popped corn in it. And he's a corn snake. So we were going with the tea theme there. His enclosure is Hocus Pocus themed. And Penny, the ball python, is Pennywise, so his enclosure is It themed. And then continuing on that vein, Sam, the new kitten, is Samhain, but also the main character in the horror movie Trick or Treat is named Sam. So, yeah, she's named after a horror movie as well. So all of our kids, except for Bella, are either named after tea or horror movies. The most obvious one was Pico, of course, because she's orange Pico. But Gigi is short for Darjeeling. Binks's middle name is Lapsang. And Early is short for Earl Jean Grey. Yeah, I said your full name. You're not in trouble, though. Earl Grey tea is your favorite? It's mine, too. I love Earl Grey and I love chai. But Earl Grey is just so good. Alright. But, guys, it is time for our ad break. So, I am going to take a 3-minute break. Oh, that's weird. Okay. This screen isn't the way it should be. Alright, I'm gonna take a 3-minute break. Go do all the things, unshrimp, grab a cup of tea, and I will mute. I'll see you guys back here in 3 minutes. Okay, welcome back. Moon! Welcome in, Moon. You're just in time. Good morning, Moon. Welcome back, lass. Thanks for grabbing your coffee. I hope everyone's enjoying their coffees. If you ever have any suggestions for coffees that we can add, I would love to hear them. So this is what we're doing. I need your guys' help. Oh, thank you for the appreciation. Early, I appreciate you. Happy Mothman sighting day! I'm guessing this is the day that Mothman was sighted in West Virginia. Nox says it's a day, that's so cool. Well, first of all, Moon is celebrating 3 years here on Twitch, so if you don't already follow Moon, definitely go and follow her. She's a fantastic content creator, does mostly cross-stitch now, but also some cozy gaming. Fantastic creator. So definitely go follow Moon, but she's celebrating 3 years on Twitch with a special cross-stitch start along. In fact, I have it here. This is the start along pattern. I designed it for Moon. It is a Quaker inspired pattern. If you don't want to put in the 3 years Moon Phase 2025 text, there is a version that has an alphabet. You can put in whatever text you'd like. But yeah, so this is, we are going to be starting this together, and it is so hard not to start it already. November 23rd. So November 23rd, Sunday evening, Moon is streaming, and we are going to all do this together. So I'm very excited. I'm very excited. I want to start right away desperately. And I have since I finished the pattern in like early October. But what I need your guys' help with is, oh right, so if you want to join the start along, head on over, follow Moon. The other thing is she's like 9 follows away from 1,000, so if she could hit 1,000 for her 3 years, that would be really cool. That would be really cool. So I'm kind of like, I'm trying to push people over there a little bit, just gently. Oh, thank you, Lass. Lass says that is incredible. And Old Guy says, isn't there a light or dark choice too for fabric floss? There is. So this is the light mode version, or the dark mode version, whichever you want to call it, which has a light fabric and dark floss. There's also a version that has dark fabric and light floss. However, I have this one up because this is the fabric I'm going to use. Oh good, the sparkle is showing up. It's a little bit dark in here. It got cloudy out. So this is actually a really nice like pale baby blue, and it's got sparkle in it. This is the fabric I'm using. I need your guys' help to figure out the floss. So obviously as the designer, I have floss written down in the pattern. But I haven't actually compared it to my fabric. And also, I have a bunch of fancy floss that I kind of want to use some of the fancy floss too, because it's like a little bit extra special. Of course, Moon. So I'm gonna let's look at my fancy floss. This is my fancy floss. We're picking it. I'm getting chat, Moon. I'm getting chat to help me pick out colors for the Sal. So this is my fancy floss box, and I thought I had more blues, and I was excited because this one has blue in it, but it's also got this green. So I think this would be really good for like a Halloween themed stitch. Also, this is the worst way to store fancy floss. Don't do this. This is horrible. So really the only blue floss I have is this week's dye work. I have 3 skeins of blue bonnet. This one is, that's definitely too green. And I have a ton of greens. I have so many greens because I really like greens. Like, if I was doing a green version of this, I would be covered. I'd be good. It says we have a blue sparkle floss somewhere too. We do. I don't want to use sparkle floss because I want to enjoy my stitching. Alright. I've also got this beautiful purple that is not going to work for the south, but it's absolutely gorgeous. Yeah. Dude, that's coward. Seems like more floss is required. Okay, so this is just the fancy floss. I do have more floss. We've got options here. So I want to use the blue bonnet for one of the colors. So basically there's 4 colors. I don't need all 3 of these. There's 4 colors from dark to light. So this I don't think is dark enough for the darkest. I'm sorry for like the clunking and stuff that's gonna happen while I shuffle around floss boxes. Darkness. Yep. I mean, maybe I could use the blue sparkle. Alright, let me grab the blue sparkle and see what kind of value of blue it is. I'm gonna mute while I do this. This is my overflow floss storage. Ooh, which reminds me. We need more black. We're down to 2 skeins of black. That's not enough black. This is the blue. Oop. Blue sparkle. Oh, that is a gorgeous blue. But it's not... Sorry for that. It's not the same blue. Like, this is more of like a cerulean. And this is more of like a Wedgwood. Let me see if I can get that on camera. See what I mean? This is more of like a cerulean electric blue. And then this is more of like a Wedgwood muted blue. I put them on top of each other. The camera isn't picking them up very well. What did I do to this skein? It fell apart. I need to wind it onto a bobbin. I'll put it in my bobbinate box. Oh. In the bobbinate box now. And I really want to use the blue bonnet, so... Blue sparkle, gorgeous. Not going to use it. This is the dark color that I called for, 311. The others that are called for, I don't even know if I have them here. Oh, I do. Let's start with the called for and then make some adjustments to use the blue bonnet. Toot says, but yeah, it's too similar to use. Boo. Yeah, it is. I think I could use either one or the other, and I really want to use this, the fancy floss. Alright, so this is the original color palette. I'm gonna do them this way so you can see them more against the... So this is the original color palette. So I think the blue bonnet is gonna be our third one. So we're gonna kick out this. Like, what do we think of that? That looks pretty good. I don't know. Hey Gwen, welcome in. We're picking fabric. We're picking floss and fabric for Moon Sal. So we're using this week's dye works for sure. This is in blue bonnet. And if you're interested in doing the dark mode version, this is the palette for the original dark mode version. That's just what it looks like. But since I'm doing a swap, I might shuffle things around because these two are very close to each other in tone, but when I put them next to the others, I'm less okay with the others. Like, I like this one. I like the Wedgwood. I almost think the Wedgwood should be our darkest. And then find something here. So we're over here. So we're in like this area here. I'm trying to find like a color family that kind of tonally fits with this. But that's pretty. It's the 800s. Which of course is the box on the bottom. $33.26. That might do it actually. 5, 7. 996 is gorgeous. 996 and 995 are beautiful blues, but these would work really well with the sparkle. They won't work well with the weeks. $906. 906 is green. Hey Kali, welcome in. I'm picking colors for Moon Sal. You love 995? 995 is so good. Like, I know I've got a bit of a background. 666 is red. Oh, 3326 is pink. 3326, I thought 3325 is blue. Don't comment on my skein. It's going to get wound. Like, I think these would work really well together. $3326 is my cheek color. It is. Okay, I'm putting these aside as a possible colorway. Possible, but let's go back to this. $803. What about my antiques? Last says 317. 317 gray? Okay, yeah, the antiques are not, they're not it. 939? That's super dark. $317. 007. 7 is driftwood. Yeah, 317 is gray. That's 317. 413 is also gray. I don't have it in here. 420 is brown. I have that. Gwen says, I feel like this is much less productive than the Dino Forest color swap. It is. You guys are freaking trolls, and I love you. Okay. Alright, let's look at what we got here. I'm balancing stuff. What's 11th under 8 on the blue? I have no idea what you mean. Oh, the card. Hi. The 11th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 807? Yeah, I like those. 807. It is really pretty. I'm so sorry for the bumps. I don't have it, unfortunately. Unless I already pulled it out, which I don't think I did. Toot says that's so close to math, which is illegal. Math is illegal, especially in this stream. Especially with anything to do with moon. No moon math. Illegal. Straight illegal. Okay. So, in terms of dark colors, we've got these guys. Toot says, I mean, we can also take the fancy skein to Michael's with us. Yes, that's true. I just like getting your guys' input on stuff. Okay. We've got colors. We've also got this insanity over here. But I don't know. Yeah. I don't think I want to do this one. It's cool, but I don't think that's the play. Alright, so we need to bobinate. Alright. Dude says bitch fix that. Okay. Well, let me bobinate this real quick while we ponder. I think this one is too green. know, maybe the original colorway really does work the best with the bluebonnet. And I've just been wasting time. I don't know, because the 311 doesn't seem to work that well with it. Neither does the 518. The 518 also feels a little bit too green. But I don't want to go... I have to be careful not to get too light. Kali says not wasting time, just figuring out a bunch of ways that won't work. 369 is green, first of all. But also, damn bitch fine. Hey, Sam. Sam came to bring me a sparkle ball the size of her head. It's super cute. I don't really want her to jump on the desk with all of this floss around, though. Okay, bye, Sam. She's so cute. Sam was like, new bobbin paper for me? Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking. I'm going to save this one because this is like the longer bobbin paper. Okay, how's that? Are you satisfied? Is that nice and tidy enough for you? Okay. Oracle ease. So. Yes, thank you, you may live. Okay. Alright, so this one's out. These three are out. They're two, these are two green. This one I like as a lighter. But this one's super close to the fabric, so I don't know how that would ghost. 517 is about the same color-wise, so I think I need something darker. Maybe that. And then we need the darkest. I had originally called for 311, which is navy. Why am I doing this? I could gauge swatch? I'm not gauge swatching. $820 is super dark. It is super dark, but it's a little bit too bright. Like, it's... I realized I said it's dark, but it's bright. And I realized that sentence is hard to parse. But it's like, it's a royal blue. And this is more of like a Wedgwood, soft blue. If that makes sense. So, do you think there's enough contrast between these two? I think so. Then we've got this one as the lightest. Might go a little bit darker than that. Let's see what I have in my box of tricks over here. Yeah, I like that. All right. How do we feel about this, guys? I like it. I like it. Last thinks it looks good. Look at that sparkle on that fabric. Sparkle. Last says looks good, enough contrast, but same family. Yeah, I think so. Which can be really hard to achieve in cross stitch sometimes. And I had to stick with blue. Blue is Moon's color, which is why the original design was in blue. Although I've seen some really gorgeous other colorways people have done. For me, I'm doing it in blue. Ali says I was wondering why we weren't making it in green. Listen, if we were making it in green, it would be entirely fancy floss. Like, you just karate chop the air. Like, okay, if we were doing it in green, it would be I have so many green fancy flosses, my friends. Take a look at these. I could do this really, like, stunning. This green is the lightest one. And then this green is the darkest one. Green. But no. Thank you for the hydrate, Toot. So yes, Moon, this is the palette that I'm going with. This is the fabric I'm going with. Is sparkly. Gonna hydrate. Weird fact. Okay. Moon says it looks so good. I'm gonna look up the name of this because I don't want to get it wrong. But I was learning about cryptids the other day. Okay. I was learning about cryptids the other day. And there is a cryptid in Africa known as Mokele Membe. I hope I pronounced that right. Which is basically like it's like a dinosaur. Oh, it's a water-dwelling dinosaur, but it also goes on land, so it's not quite Nessie. Like a river-dwelling giant reptile creature. So this cryptid was spotted supposedly in Africa by European explorers who would then launch all these expeditions to go and try and find it. And they would go, you know, like up the big rivers, and all these tribes that they came across would tell them like about the legends, and they're like, oh, you have to go look here and you have to go look here. So there's a theory that Mokele Membe was never actually a cryptid, but it was something that the various locals made up to get European like adventurers to come to their village. Basically, it was a marketing tactic to basically get as much money out of these expeditions as they could, because they kept mounting expeditions to find this cryptid, and they were hiring locals, and they were buying supplies from the locals, and they were, yep. So there's that's the theory that it doesn't actually exist. Well, the theory of all cryptids is that it doesn't actually exist, but this one especially is possibly just something that the natives, the locals, made up to pull one over on the white man, which 100% valid. 100% valid. I get it. Kali says Santa. Santa is a cryptid. I will stand by Santa is a cryptid. Maybe that's next December's tiny cryptid pattern. Tiny cryptid Santa. Actually, so stupid. But the oh god, what was the name of the Code Red? The Christmas movie. The Christmas movie that had The Rock in it as Santa's like head elf personal bodyguard. Best depiction of Santa I've ever seen. Hands down. J.K. Simmons as Santa, amazing. Santa was invented to get you to spend money, makes sense. Yeah. Alright, so I have decided I'm going to make a note so that I don't forget what I have decided. And let's actually while we're here, I'm gonna start this is my stitching log. If you've been following Moon and I, you know that we have been hardcore into the idea of a physical stitching log. As we move away from using AI features. So this is the one that I set up. Very, very plain, very simple. I did like a deliberately kind of sketchy style so that I could get away with not being perfect. This is like what I worked on every day, and then what I worked on which day. Not tracking number of stitches, just if I worked on something. And then I have a couple of things that I finished, have the printed out picture in here. But these ones are here. Alright, let us go to the first blank page and let's set up our project page, because this is the next project I'm going to start, is Moon's Quaker. It's so close, guys. It's like a week and a bit away. Hey Lady K, welcome in. Gwen says I hadn't seen the cover before. Pretty journal is pretty. It is pretty. Very pretty. This is Michael's. I have a bad thing for Michael's journals. So this is not a SAL. This is not a stitch along. There is no deadline. It is a start along. So all we're saying is we're all gonna start the project together next Sunday, not tomorrow, next Sunday. And just work on it at your pace. It is absolutely 100% no pressure. So we're just starting together, and then you can work on it as you wish. But yeah, I am so excited. I'll put notes here. so notes. What am I doing? Yes, okay. So we are doing 311, 825, blue bonnet, and 813. Okay, so now I have my notes down, and I'm just gonna fill in the title so I don't forget what this is for. Not that I will, but good enough. Oh no, Gwen just did 20 stitches in the wrong color. Oh, I'm so sorry. Okay, cool. So now that that's written down, I don't have to stress, because if I lose it, if I lose this little file, which I'm going to put this in a project bag, I think, or something, just so I can keep it all together. But yeah. So yeah. And then you guys got to see my project journal. Okay, thank you for your help. I appreciate that. The one thing, so this is Charles Craft Ada from Michaels. It is the sheddiest Ada I have ever worked with. Like, there are little tiny, I don't know if you, well, you can see my shirt, but there are just, there's so many more that aren't showing up on camera. Just from that. So if you want to join in on the Cozy Celestial Quaker start along, head on over to Moon's channel. However, a link just popped up in chat to the Cozy Cabin Quaker, which is a pattern that I just released on Thursday. So if you want another Quaker, this one's smaller. It's 6 inches by 6 inches, not 8 inches by 8 inches. And Mike did the stitching for it and the pictures, so it looks great, of course. I love all my test stitchers. Gwen says, I have that problem with my Charles Craft I'm using for the needle minder piece, the pros and cons of pinking shears. That must be it, because it's just, it's shedding like nobody's business. Let me, oh, I still have Moon's thing up. Let's see if I can zoom in on Pow a little bit, because she's still eating. She went after some of the blueberries, but now she's just trying to get every single last piece of that egg. Welcome in, Lady A. Hello, hello. Gwen, you missed a tree eat. We did a full tree eat with gambling and everything. What would you have bet on? Blueberries or egg? Oh, yeah, Lady A, we did a tree eat, which is something that I used to do on the channel like pretty much every stream, where we feed Pow 2 snacks. And we get people to use their channel points to guess which snack she's going to go for first. It's a fun little competition. So today's contenders were blueberries versus egg. Gwen would say tough one, you know how much she likes egg, and Lady K says berries. What do you think, Lady A? Do you think that she went for the eggs or the blueberries first? It was a hard-boiled egg, which was, like, smashed, so it was open. Pally says egg. Lady A says berries to play with. The winner was, in fact, egg. She sniffed the blueberries like for a solid minute just building suspense and then walked through the blueberries to eat the egg, which she is still trying to eat. There's no more egg, baby. You ate it all. No more egg. Egg is, like I said, one of her favorite foods. Which might sound a little weird. So we are working on my tattoo hoodie. Oh yeah, a bunch of people haven't come in yet. Or weren't here at the beginning of stream when I was showing this off. Let me just get this needle through. So this is my tattoo hoodie. You guys are familiar with this end of it. This is the sleeve. So I am hopping up the sleeve to the shoulder and doing a large patch on the shoulder. It's going to be the biggest thing I've stitched on this yet. It is I Want to Believe by Stitch Sprout. Let me just grab that picture. I had it up a second ago. So this is that's the pattern there. So it's going to be on my shoulder, like a badge, which I think is going to look really cool because of the shape. I'm also finding that stitching on the shoulder is so much easier than stitching on the sleeve. So much easier. It's really making me want to go like I said, full 80s mom and just do a big vintage pattern on a sweatshirt. Except not a sweatshirt because I don't wear sweatshirts. On a hoodie. That might be a future project. I don't want to do it on this hoodie because this hoodie I want to keep like just the sleeves and the little pentacle that Moon did on the hood. Hoodie is kind of a sweatshirt. It is. I would do it on the back of a zip hoodie because that's the one that I wear constantly. Because I've got that book. I don't know. I've shown it on stream before. That's like eco-friendly or eco. What is the eco-terrorism? That's not it. That's not the word. Anyways. Can't think of the word I'm looking for. Patterns from the 90s. That I think might work for it. Or I might design my own. Who knows? And like this right now is all I want to stitch on. This is all I want to stitch on. It's actually kind of bad. I've got shop samples to do and I am going to work on shop samples later today, but this is all I want to stitch on. Haha, yes. Ecology Counts is the name of the book. I will follow my joy, but I will also do what I need to do. So it says maybe I get the Faz hoodie and do all the various badge icons like Girl Scout badges on the sleeves. Oh, that would be so cool. I will design for you. Because like I love these designs, especially the jean. You guys, my 90s friends. Butt bag. Did you ever make this like an old pair of jeans and you cut off the leg and you sewed the leg shut? and that was your bag? Please tell me that someone else remembers that trend. Also, I would not want to cross-stitch on denim. I really hope that they just did not. But, like, the tote bags. I love this elephant. I don't think I'd say don't buy ivory, because that would just make me sad every time I looked at it. But, like, be a friend to whales. Trying to see if they have other pictures of what's in here. They do. Aha, here we go. Moon says a friend of mine in high school, maybe one of those bags. Yeah, exactly. We've got like rainforests are for everyone. Join the anti-pollution revolution. Love it. The living planet, don't let it die. I need my coat more than you do. Toxic waste is everyone's problem. I love this book. I love this book. And I love that everything here was stitched on either a shirt or a tote bag. The backpack. Gotta love the backpack. The pillow with the giant fringe. I love it. Alright, so I guess I'm designing the Faz badges for Toot. Lady A says, you have a stocking made of jeans? Yeah, recycling jeans was a big thing. I remember that. And like, the bag was so cool because you would make it out of your pants, and then it would have pockets because your pants have pockets. I tried making one once, except I had plus size low rise jeans, which should not exist. So it was like, it was really wide and really shallow. And like, you could not, it was the weirdest shaped bag because it was so impractical, and it was not a good thing. Early 2000s low-rise jeans, yes. Yep. They were probably either... They were probably a little bit flared. Yeah. But yeah, I think another hoodie is in my future. I just need to figure out what to put on it, because I want it should be something that like I want to wear and also want to put that much work into. I did see someone had a great idea. If you have like a small motif, like a Pokemon pixel stitch or something like that, and you wanted to cover a larger area, you can do 4/2 on the waist canvas. So the waist canvas is 14 count. So if you did it over 2 squares on the waist canvas, you basically get it 4 times the size. They did a very cute, I think it was Eeyore bag that way. Yeah, I might be on the lookout for blank hoodies. Now see too, what you really need from Faz is you get that V-neck pullover that the female model wears and put the badges on that. But no, the Faz hoodie is great. Phasmophobia is Toot's main game to play on stream. They're going to be playing tomorrow morning. So if you guys want to see the new Phasmophobia map that just came out, Toot is going to be playing tomorrow morning. 10 to 1 Eastern. Ghosty's going to be there. I'm going to be there. It's going to be fun. We're gonna check out the diner together. Toot says that's going to change soon. Character models are getting a rework supposedly before the end of the year. Yeah, I've heard that. I really hope so. That's why I've been hesitant to do anything based on the character models, because I know that they are changing. However, the Patreon mini this month was a Toot takeover, and it was a Phasmo ghost. So the poll is now closed. If you are a Patreon member, any paid Patreon member, at the beginning of the month I post a poll, and you can vote for which mini you would like to see, and then I design it and send it out as a pattern by the end of the month. So this month was... the poll is still open, so if you are a paid member, or if you become a paid member now, you can go and vote. And I will make a mini of one of the Phasmophobia ghost models. Yeah, if you can tell, we're big Phasmophobia fans here. It's a good game. I also have Phasmophobia patterns in the shop. Toot says you should make a mini of all of them so I can put them on my sweater. I may. I very well may. There are so many minis I want to make. I might just like... but I always feel like I have stuff to do that isn't design minis. But I really just want to sit down one day and make a bunch of minis. I might just give myself permission to do that. So you can put them on my sweater, or else. Okay, I do. I don't want to get the stabby stab. But yeah, if the Toot, can you do the shop command, please? While I finish off this stitch. There's more Phasmophobia patterns in the shop. There's more everything patterns in the shop. There is video game patterns. There are non-video game patterns. There are spooky patterns. There's cute patterns. There's all kinds of patterns. Thank you. Glenn says Monkey keeps yelling at me and I had to fish her out of the dryer. Why are children like this? They're testing us. Cats are testing us. Alright, I keep going off camera with this stitching because it's... trying to find the hole is a little bit more difficult. Alright. But guys, we are coming up on noon. I've been talking for 2 hours. My lungs need a break. So I think we're gonna wrap up stream there. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I don't know why I'm finishing this thread off, because I have to go over here and do stuff now. Alright, so we got... during stream, we got this purple section finished off. And then we started this purple section over here. You guys helped me pick out colors for Moon's Sal. Ta-da! And we had a look at my stitching journal. So that was a really cool stream. Let's gonna pop over to the end screen here. It's still... no worries, Lady A. You're never late or early. You always arrive precisely when you mean to. Honestly, thank you guys so much for joining me. I'm really glad that I felt confident enough to stream today. Or what happened last week. And yeah, thank you everyone for getting your coffees. Thank you Cryptic, especially for the resub for 6 months. That's awesome. Again, a big thank you to Luna Witch for the bits the other day. And yeah, follow Toot. Follow Toot live tomorrow morning. I will be back Monday afternoon for more co-working. And then again on Thursday. Follow Moon if you want to get in on the Celestial Quaker. If you do join the SAL and join Moon's community, there is a coupon code for the Quaker, but you have to be a part of that community to get the coupon code, so go check that out. Oh yes, and I'll be back tomorrow. I forgot. Thank you, Mike. I will be back tomorrow evening. I'll be streaming at 7 p.m. Eastern. Moon and I will be stitching together, chatting together. It's going to be a lot of fun. So yeah, cool. All right. If you guys will hang out just one more second, I will find someone to raid out to. Alright, we're gonna go hang out with JC the Trash Panda. They're doing some leather working, which is gonna be a little bit cool. So yeah, let's go share the love with them. That's gonna be fun. Alright. So, my friends, thank you so much for joining me. I will see you in the Discord. I'll see you in the coffee shop. I will see you in Pow's Enclosure for another treat eat. But most importantly, my friends, I will see you in my heart. Alright. Bye, guys. Bye-bye.